Living the life of a cartoon character sounds awesome. Real-world rules rarely apply in animated universes, making life as a toon sound even better than being a human. However, did you know that Disney is often influenced by real life? Sometimes it's sneaking in the logo of their favorite products, while other times it's making a statement on society. Whatever they're doing, it's freaking working, as every movie they release blows the doors off of the box office. You may know some truths behind your favorite stories, but there are always more to learn. You still won't know them all when this video's over, but you'll at least know 10 Disney secrets you never noticed in your everyday life. Before we continue though, consider subscribing to our channel so you can always stay up to date on our newest videos. Hercules Muses. According to, well, every dictionary ever, a muse is defined as a person or force who serves as a source of inspiration. In the 1997 Disney animated film Hercules, the Muses reveal the demigod's true origin, singing catchy songs like Zero to Hero to inspire Herc to find his heroic inner self. In Greek lore, there are 9 muses, each a daughter of Zeus. Because folk tales are passed down via storytelling, no one knows if the muses actually sang catchy pop songs. Something we do know, their statue form in the movie is identical to the singing busts in the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney theme parks. 5 singing movies in the movie Hercules and a quintet of vocal marble faces in the same position? Coincidence? No, because we just told you that it was done on purpose. Pixar loves Apple. If you're making a movie for kids today, you better have computers in the movie because kids love technology. While some people love Apple and others are PC folks, the animators behind Pixar films make no secret what platform they prefer. Pixar is Team Apple all day, every day. Steve Jobs, Apple founder and fan of black turtlenecks, paid big bucks to help get Pixar up and running, a risk he was rewarded 2 decades later with when Disney bought Pixar for over $7 billion, yeah, with a B, dollars for the animation studio. As a shout out to Steve, the Apple logo and references can be spied with your unblinking eye in many of their films. It's a race sponsor in Cars, an advertisement in Monsters Inc., and everyone in Toy Story 3 uses computers with Apple's operating system. Mommy Dearest. If you've ever seen a Disney film, you know that being a parent, especially a mother, is a short-term gig. One theory is most Disney films are about growing up, and it's hard to learn a lesson and have a happy childhood in 90 minutes or less. Now that may be true, but Mercy Killing Mama goes all the way back to Walt Disney himself. After becoming somewhat successful, Disney bought his parents a new house and had repairmen come and fix the furnace. They did an awful job, and Walt's mother died in her sleep of carbon monoxide poisoning from the leaky heating unit. He blamed himself for the death, rarely discussing it and possibly grieving in his own way, but set a precedent that being a parent in a Disney film is equivalent to a red shirt in Star Trek. Hyenas are your friends. In The Lion King, the hyenas are the henchmen. Hench animals. Henchimals? Whatever. They're the assistants to Scar in his plot to rule over the Pride Lands. Voiced by Whoopi Goldberg, Cheech Marin, and Jim Cummings, these spotted servants are not very nice in the movie. IRL, in real life for you old people watching this, hyenas aren't that bad. Well, I mean, they'll still kill you in mere moments, but they're essentially the scavengers of the animal kingdom, eating whatever meat other animals leave behind. Most people know fiction isn't reality, but that didn't stop a biologist from suing Disney for defamation of character over their portrayal of an animal that shares similarities to both dogs and cats. The lawsuit was tossed, and the proposed boycott of the film didn't work because, I mean, the film made roughly, what, $1 gazillion? Lucky number 13. Everyone's afraid of something, whether it's the dark, heights, or stuffed animals. Hey, don't make fun. Anything so adorable and cuddly has to be evil. Besides, a lot of people suffer from pediophobia, or a fear of dolls. While it may not be a well-known fear, one of the most common fears is triskaidekaphobia, or the fear of the number 13. Most are just scared of Friday the 13th, which was recently ranked as the #1 superstition in America. Some, including Bernard from the 1977 Disney classic The Rescuers, take it even farther. Afraid to get off an elevator on the 13th floor, fly in row 13, or even travel on the 13th day of the month. Thankfully, Bernard's phobia doesn't prevent him from teaming up with the Rescue Aid Society to save the day. A113. Speaking of the number 13, if you add the letter A plus the number 1, you get, hold on. I was never good at algebra. Seriously, who combines letters and numbers and calls it math? Thankfully, A113 is not a formula to be solved. It's a room number at the California Institute of Art. What's so special about this room? It is where many Disney and Pixar animators learned their craft. To pay homage to the teachers that taught them, the set of letters and numbers appears in a ton of Disney movies. If they need a number for a flight, a license plate, or a train car seen in The Princess and the Frog, it's almost always A113. Start looking for it, and like that creepy teddy bear from my childhood, you'll never forget it even if you wish you could. Yen Sid. If you're a writer, naming characters is hard. You want the name to be original, catchy, but not so outlandish that it sounds made up. As Disney was putting together their third animated film, Fantasia, in 1940, they attempted to think outside the box, combining classical music with animated short films in an attempt to increase the waning popularity of Mickey Mouse. One of those shorts, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, had Mickey as a noob magician, learning under the tutelage of an old and cranky wizard. Animators modeled the wizard after Walt Disney himself, and while the wizard was never named in the film, he gained popularity many years later after being introduced in the Kingdom Hearts video game series. That wizard's name? Yen Sid. Think about it. Keep thinking. Now spell it backwards. Beastly Beast. Currently in theaters, the live-action remake of Disney's Beauty and the Beast is making serious bank. Their animated version, released in 1991, also made a few bucks, pulling in $425 million on a $25 million budget. It may be a tale as old as time, but what exactly kind of animal is Beast? If you guessed a buffalo, you'd be right. You'd also be correct if you guessed, well, any other animal you can think of. Supervising animator Glenn Keane wanted the creature to resemble something that could be found in nature, but apparently couldn't just pick one animal, so he chose them all, giving Beast the head of a buffalo, mane of a lion, a gorilla brow, wild boar tusks, wolf legs and tail, and the body of a bear. In less deft hands, Beast would still be giving kids nightmares. Booger-eating bros. If you ask enough doctors, you'll eventually find someone to back your crackpot theory. In 2013, a few got together and stated that eating one's boogers could actually be healthy for you, building your immune system to the antibodies from your nasal drippings. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I don't play one on YouTube, but that sounds crazy. Still, children eat their boogers all the time, and adults, usually men, have been known to ingest their own boogers. In Frozen, Kristoff tries to knock Hans down a few notches by reminding Anna that Hans, despite his charm, is still a man, and men eat their snot. Hashtag life facts. To avoid a handful of angry booger eaters, Disney put a disclaimer in the credits of the movie, claiming the booger-eating thoughts expressed were purely that of the animated character. Mrs. Incredible. Helen Parr used to be a superhero. She was kicking ass and taking names as Elastigirl, the partner of Mr. Incredible in Pixar's 2004 film The Incredibles. That was back in the day, before the public turned on superheroes and she settled down and had a few super kids. The movie shows how a family that fights crime together stays together, and was extremely well received by audiences and critics alike. However, not everyone was thrilled with how Helen's story played out. Several blogs called out Pixar for renaming Elastigirl to Mrs. Incredible, giving her the surname of her superhero husband and staking her with the motherly duties while her mate flies around the world fighting bad guys. Most audience members didn't even notice the subtle change to her character's alter ego, but those that did would not let the aggression stand, man. To many people, Disney is life, and life is Disney, though those people may not realize how often real and animated life cross paths. In Disney films, it happens all the time. You just need to keep your eyes peeled and your finger on the pause button. Hopefully you learned a few new facts, and if you want to learn more, like this video and subscribe to CBR now.